Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Richard Moglen, and welcome back to this week's trade summary. So in this video, we'll go through all the trades that I made over this past week, both buys and sells. And before we get into that, I hope everybody had a fantastic few days off and a happy holiday season. And I wish you guys all the best into the new year. So going through the stocks, let's talk about my trade of AMD. So far, it's doing nothing wrong, a pullback on lower volume, but I did take this day right here as a bit of an expectation breaker because this day had a nice reversal off the 10-day moving average, and then this day undercut this level right here. So I let my position go that I've been building since this day right here, and actually it was one of my weaker positions because even though it was one of my original positions during this uptrend, it hadn't done much over the past few weeks. So far, it's still within this pivot level. If you look on MarketSmith, you can see in the pattern rec, it's still in that blue area. But I decided to let my position go, and I'll get back in if it sets up constructively, which it is against this 21 EMA. So that is AMD, and next up we've got CELH, which I sold some into strength, half a position on this day right here. It's trending well above all those key moving averages. But I have to respect my rules and take some profits off the table when I have them and let the core position continue to work for me. And that's actually one of my kind of main things I'm working on into 2021, trading around a core position, taking some off when it gets a little bit too extended from a prior base or from a key moving average, and letting that core position work, and then adding back to it when it sets up another shelf, another pullback to 21 EMA or constructive entry. So that is CELH, and next up we've got CrowdStrike, which I sold some into strength on this open. I saw that in pre-market it was up 3, then 2, then 1%, and I decided to take 1/2 of my position off at the open, and it had nice recovery after it pulled back constructively. It looks like this is in high demand. You can see these down days are in lower volume, even though this obviously is a half day here. But so far it looks strong, power from pivots, and I'll be looking for another chance to get back that half position into the stock once it sets up a short-term shelf or potentially a pullback to the 10-day moving average. So that is CrowdStrike, and next up we've got Net. And if we go to a weekly chart on Net, I have been noticing that it's right near this clothesline on this weekly chart. So that is one potential reason to sell a bit up here. But so far, I actually sold half on this day, and then I realized I probably made a mistake there, so I added back as it went through my sell cost basis on this Friday. So it was acting well. It formed a little bit of a consolidation here against the 10-day moving average. Then on this day, a little bit of an expectation breaker from this day where it took out this low as well as a close below the 10-day moving average. You can see that throughout this run, it's respected that key moving average. So I decided to take half off as it broke this low on this Wednesday. And then on this Friday, potentially another expectation breaker, this time a positive one, because from this daily closing range, you might expect it to go down to 21 EMA, but instead it gaps up, acts very strong, while a lot of growth stocks were seeing some profits taken on this Friday. And I added back my 1/2 position as it went through my sell cost basis. So still a little bit extended, both in terms of this weekly clothesline, as well as if we count this as the last prior base, this is up about 80–90%. So it might need to pull back to the 50-day SMA, but if it does that, I'll be out and looking for another entry, and I'll be looking to get out if it breaks below these lows right here, which also lines up pretty much with a 21 EMA. A great stock, great company, but sometimes you have to take the profits when they're on the table. So next up, we've got PLTR, and overall, I had a position going into the week that I started on this day. Let me add in a bar here, or an arrow here. And overall, I actually got stopped out of my position on this move downward below this low. I had moved up my stop too quickly. And once again, this is something I'm going to work on in 2021. I often, during potential signs of market weakness or a pullback, I move up my stop too aggressively. My original stop was below these lows right here, And instead, after it moved up to this high, I moved up my stop to the low, and then it pulled all the way back and undercut that low and then took off. So in sequence, here are my trades on this stock. So I started my position on this day, the 18th. Then on this day, it moved up during the morning. It was acting very, very strong, moved up above this high, and I actually added at that point a small add, but then it completely reversed and undercut this low, stopping me out of both that add as well as my core position in this stock. But then it reversed once again and took out this high on above average volume. So I added back my full position, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've got a full position in this stock. It looks like a VCP. A lot of eyes are on this, so that could be a reason to be a little bit more conservative with trading this stock. But overall, it's acting well. Nice reversal action on this day right here, Tuesday. Nice move off the lows. And then it pretty much consolidated the rest of the week. You've got it breaking this inside day towards the downside. But overall, it's still respecting that 10-day. And you can see I've got an alert set at this low right here. So the last stock I made trades on, we've got Upwork, and I sold into strength on the 21st because it met more than my 20-25% requirement to take half off the position. And then I sold the rest as it undercut this low on this Wednesday. I didn't like the reversal here. And so far, this is a pullback on lower volume, but it might need to go back to 21 EMA. And I'll definitely be looking for an entry down there because this is a promising stock, great earnings and estimates. So overall, I think it's strong and also might just pull back to around this level right here, around 36.50. So that is Upwork, and that's pretty much my trades for this week. And now let's go through the rest of the stocks. So overall, starting with apps, you can see I've already taken half off my original position. So it's just my core position working here. It's trending beautifully above those key moving averages. Nice movement on Friday after a pretty poor close on this Thursday. Above all those key moving averages, trending beautifully. RS right at all-time highs. Etsy, you can see I still have a core position in this, and I'll be looking to take half off if it breaks a 10-day or these lows here. But overall, it's trending above all those key moving averages, and it's much closer to the prior base than some of the other more extended stocks, which is why I still have a core position plus the other half position in this at this time. But overall, nice breakouts above these highs on this Tuesday, but then it did pull back towards the end of the week. But overall, it looks strong. RS line right at all-time highs. Looks very promising. XP, I've already sold half on this day, so this is my core position working, and I'll look to add if it breaks above this high or pulls back to the 10-day and reverses higher. Peloton looks very strong. Got a full position in this at this point because it just broke out of this cup here on huge volume. And then nice reversal action on this Wednesday. You can see it undercut this low, stopping all those people out, but then reversed and went red to green on that day. Great action. And then on Friday, it pretty much went nowhere. So this looks very good. Great estimates for 2021. And obviously with the news of the new strain of coronavirus, there could be even more reason to buy a Peloton this holiday season. Next up, we've got Snap, and overall, I still have a full position in this stock. And it did have a very poor close on this Thursday, but it did hold above 50, which I take as a positive. And overall, this pullback, these down days seem constructive. They're on lower volume, so I'm looking for a rebound off this 21 EMA. Moving on, we've got Zillow, and I've taken half off on this day on Tuesday. And so far, it's kind of going sideways, forming a nice shelf, showing a lot of demand. And I'll look to add above this high next week, so around 144, if it continues to act well on volume. Next up, we've got Zscaler, and I still have a full position in this stock. And I bought this on the earnings gap up on the 3rd of December. Overall, strong action this past week, and you can see a nice consolidation day on this Thursday. So that's a run through of my current positions and my trades over this past week. I hope you guys found this helpful. I still have a lot of work to do in terms of really nailing down my rules for both selling into strength and holding that core position, as well as not getting shaken out of a stock too early as I talked about with PLTR, moving up my stop when it hadn't really proven itself just yet. And this has resulted in some missed out opportunities. If we go to NEO, I entered on this day right here, and then moved up my stop too aggressively, got stopped out on this normal inside day, and it went on to go up 83%. And also pins was another example of this year. I entered on this breakout, then it pulled back these 2 days and stopped me out. So this is definitely something I need to work on. I need to respect my stop loss and not move it up prematurely. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you did enjoy, please go ahead and leave a like down below and subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you guys in future videos.